Come on, man. On the head. It's a beautiful day.
On Soccer Night tonight, can Argyle put the brakes on their slide down the table? Torquay get into gear for a battle of their own. But it's full speed ahead for promotion at Yeovil. Hello and welcome to West Country Soccer Night. This week we've come to the St Dennis Working Men's Club, a regular haunt for members of the Plymouth Argle Cornish Supporters Association. And with the Pilgrims in apparent freefall in the Coca-Cola Championship, you can bet there's plenty of lively debate here on what's going wrong at Home Park. We'll be canvassing the Green Army's views in a moment, but first let's take a look back at those early highs and the recent lows of the season so far. So from top of the table in August to 4 points off a relegation place now. Where's it all gone wrong? Well, hopefully one or two pointers from the Cornish Supporters Association. We've got Ian, John and Joff. And Joff, first of all, what do you reckon?
Well, you know, I don't think there's too much wrong with the side. They're trying hard. They're a very honest bunch of players, and I think we'll be fine. It's just a question of our luck turning.
And John, you travel to away games. You organise some of the coaches. What's been the talk on the coaches?
Well, I think the away fans knew that it was going to be tough this season, but we started the season very, very well. I think we were sort of carrying on a high from last season. I think a bit more reality has set in since then, and now we're sort of a little bit concerned maybe, but we'll come right.
It really is a roller coaster ride for supporters at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. We've going to away games. We're seeing great performances. At the moment, the home form's been a little bit rocky, and we need to start securing points at home.
We'll talk more about that in a minute, but let's have a look at some of the stats because they tell a very interesting story. In the first 15 games of the season, Argyle took 20 points from 6 wins, 2 draws and 7 defeats, scoring 20 goals, conceding 21. In their second 15 games, they've taken just 10 points, winning 3 times, drawing 4 and losing 8. And in that period, they've conceded the same amount but scored only 13. Well, I'm no expert, but it seems pretty obvious to me they don't score enough goals. It must be down to the strikers, mustn't it, chaps?
No, the goals were being shared amongst the team earlier in the season, and it's generally dried up all over at the moment. But with the signings that Bobby Williams has brought in, they are gelling in with the side. They look useful players, and I'm sure we'll be fine.
Yeah, John, Scott Taylor, a lot of hopes resting on his shoulders, £100,000 buy, hasn't scored yet, but what are the early impressions, do you think, of him?
He looks a good player. I think he'll come good. I think once he gets his first goal, he'll be fine, and you know, I think you give him the right service, give him the ball to feet in front of the goal, I think he'll stick a few in, no problem.
We definitely need another striker because I think they need someone there to feed Scott Taylor with the right delivery. Him and Mickey at the moment are doing very well at the front, but I think we need somebody with more pace up front as well.
OK, chaps, thanks very much indeed. Very interesting points. Let's find out the very latest news now from Home Park. Now, I know Bobby Williamson has been a guest down here for a fans' forum this season. How impressed were you with what he had to say to you?
Very impressed indeed. He was honest, answered all of our questions, whether we wanted to know the things he was saying or not, whether they were in, we thought, Argyle's best interest, but he's always been honest. He's a very genuine guy, and I'm sure he's going to come good for us.
I know that Bobby he's been taking a bit of stick. If you read the letters pages or the fans' websites, he's been taking a bit of stick, but he's got a tough job, hasn't he? Because, you know, you've got to compete with teams in this league who are spending a lot of money on players and also wages.
That's right. It's a very tough league, and you know, we're playing against some very big clubs this season. He's got to be seen to try and change the side for the better. You know, if he didn't do that or try to do that, he would be criticised for that. And he's tried now to improve the side. Maybe he has, maybe he hasn't. Time will tell.
I suppose it's always that debate about whether you have a club that's run very well and perhaps don't spend too much out and risk the club's future, or you go for a Ken Bates type figure, or in Argyle's case a Dan McCauley type figure who's got the kind of money but maybe a little bit of a controversial side of things. What do the fans want?
Well, I do think the board at the moment, the last 3 years, they've been very, very wise in what they've done with the club. They've brought the club forward, and since then we've had the success, but they're not spending money here, there and everywhere. They want to spend it wisely. They're giving Bobby the money that he needs to improve the squad in certain areas, but I do think they're very good.
So on the whole, you think maybe some fans are being a bit unfair?
I think that 4 years ago we were there on a Tuesday night with 4,000 fans, and we've now got 14,000 fans, and they've got very short memories as to what the board has done for this club in a very short period of time.
OK, well, thanks very much for the moment, everybody. Time for a quick break, but we'll have more on Plymouth Argyle in part 2, plus the latest from Torquay United and Yeovil Town, so don't go away. Welcome back. Now, we talked at length in part 1 of the programme about Plymouth Argyle's relegation fears, but of course they aren't the only West Country club in trouble. Torquay United are also finding it tough in League One in their first season after promotion. They're 1 place and 2 points clear of the drop zone going into Saturday's home game against Doncaster. So is there any sign of panic at Plainmoor? Well, in contrast to the situation at Home Park and Plainmoor, they're really going great guns at Yeovil Town. Still a point clear at the top of League Two and buzzing after that terrific performance in the FA Cup at Charlton. A narrow defeat at the Valley means, as the old cliché goes, they can now concentrate on the league and their quest for promotion. Gary Johnson there, the man who can do absolutely no wrong in the eyes of Yeovil Town fans. I think it's fair to say that Argyle supporters across the region aren't quite as unanimous in their support for the manager, but club chairman Paul Stapleton has urged the Boo Boys on the terraces to get off Bobby Williamson's back.
But, you know, there's a lot of points to be played for between now and the end of the season, and I'm confident by the end of it, you know, Plymouth Argyle will have had a successful season back in the Championship.
So just time for a final few thoughts from our Cornish Argyle supporters. Now, first of all, Reading this Saturday. Big game for Argyle, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. We'll all be travelling up from Cornwall this week, but we need to get on a winning streak again, and we need to start on Saturday to stop Reading's form at the moment. We need to go up there, get 3 points. It'll be a big confidence booster for the club.
And I know a lot of people, some of the doom merchants, are looking at these next 2 games as well, because Rotherham, isn't it, the week after? You know, that's another massive one.
That's a big 6-pointer. I mean, we've got to win that one to make sure we don't get sucked down into the relegation zone. I think we will win that one, and I think once we do that, we'll just go on there and climb the table again. How
confident are you that Argyle will avoid the drop? Because they've got these signings, haven't they? Bazaki and Johnson, you know, two big signings there.
Yeah, they both look good players, and I think with that kind of quality player in the side, we should be okay.
And what about you, Joff, finally? Will you be there on those 2 Saturdays, you know, confident that Argyle can get a little winning streak together?
Yeah, I'll be at the Rotherham game. Can't get to Reading this week due to work, but I think we'll get a point this weekend. We'll start winning against Rotherham, and the team will pull together. The 3 signings we brought in, Scott Taylor's the other one. It's only a matter of time before they click. And we showed against Everton what a good side we are, and we were unlucky to lose that game. And we'll be okay.
What's the best Argyle can hope for this year, do you think?
I still think we can get mid-table. You know, they say we're only 4 points off relegation. We're only 10 points off the promotion playoffs. It's not a big leap.
That's both confident as well?
Yeah, mid-table, I think.
Definitely mid-table, because they want to keep themselves in this league, because we don't want the last 3 years' hard work going to waste. We need to stay in that league, and then next year, hopefully, push on for bigger things.
Yeah, I think we'd all echo that sentiment. Thank you very much for being with us tonight, and thanks to everyone here at the St Dennis Working Men's Club for their contribution to a fascinating debate. Let's hope Argyle can turn the corner, and very quickly. Next week, we're at Plainmoor for the latest on Torquay United's strategy for survival. But in the meantime, from the Soccer Night team, a very good night to you.
Adams getting up well with a header. A little flick on from Blackstock for Chadwick. Now can Chadwick force his way through here? Blackstock coming in. This is Dexter Blackstock! 2-2.